This is the second time that we have been able to purchase 50 trucks at a time. Since this administration, we have purchased 165 trucks. That's more than the NSWMA has ever had at any time. It is not for want of the government, meaning any government, trying to collect. The issue is whether or not the government, whether it is my government or some other administration, whether or not they had the economic wherewithal to invest in the capabilities to collect your municipal and your industrial and commercial waste. And the answer to that is no, the governments just simply did not have the capabilities to invest in the capital of NSWMA. To compensate for that, governments contracted. So we would contract with private owners of compactors. But this was done in a small way where we would contract with a private operator with one or two compactors. They were not necessarily standardized, they were not necessarily modern, and the uptime on these contracted services would not be sufficient to give the public satisfaction. So in effect, we had a system that was suboptimal. The result of that is what you see every day when you drive into your municipal urban centers, in your parks, or just when you are trying to get rid of your own domestic waste, how long it takes for a truck to come. It's not just tardiness and inefficiency on the part of management. There's a real issue with capability. They just don't have the trucks. The first solution, therefore, is to make sure that we are running the economy in a responsible way so that we can have the resources to do what we're doing here. This is the second time that we have been able to purchase 50 trucks at a time. Since this administration, we have purchased 165 trucks. That's more than the NSWMA has ever had at any time. And still, it is not sufficient to the problem. We need to actually have double that amount to really start having an impact where schedules can be maintained and schedules can be more regular. I'm saying this for the average Jamaican to understand and appreciate the problem. No one wants to see garbage on their street. Everyone wants to see it collected. How is it done? It can't be done on a wish. It can't be done on a complaint. It can't be done by accusation and blame. Governments have to be very practical. They have to be very strategic. They have to look at the global nature of the problem and find a solution. And we have found the solution. Strategy number one, increase the capabilities of the NSWMA. So the NSWMA now has 50 additional new trucks. We have deployed them equitably across the island. It will mean that you could see a 10 to 20% improvement in garbage collection. But if you're coming from 30%, you're now at between 40 and 50. It's still not enough, but it is going to be better than it was.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Now, in this fleet that we have just handed over to the NSWMA, we have included some new capabilities, including what you're seeing here, crane trucks, which the NSWMA only had one, which is not really operable right now. So for persons who would complain about abandoned vehicles on their roads or bulky waste on their roads, the NSWMA really doesn't have the internal capabilities to go and lift some of these heavy, bulky waste. Now they do. So I'm expecting Minister and Audley a program to go around the island following the law and notifying persons who may claim ownership of these bulky waste, that you're going to now do an island-wide campaign to take up that bulky waste. We now have some capabilities with tipper trucks, so we will now be able to do more collection of plastics, and we probably would be able to do more industrial and construction waste, that kind of heavy, bulkier waste to carry. So we have increased the capabilities of the NSWMA. The long-term solution is to have this entire garbage collection service properly contracted out in a public-private partnership arrangement. And that is being worked on as we speak and should come to fruition very soon. So I'm confident that Jamaicans will begin to see an improvement in the collection of their municipal waste.